Episode 1.
Take 4.
Don't talk about the takes. But this is still Super Mario 64.
One of the all-timers.
Yes, sir. One of my all-time favorites, as long as one of everybody else's all-time favorites.
There's the entire plot.
I have baked a cake for you.
And there it goes.
Did she not say it in the Japanese version? I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything either.
Oh, I definitely wasn't playing the Japanese version in 1996.
No,
This came out.
we weren't thinking speedrunning then. But yep, that was the whole plot. First time Peach ever voiced, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
What else could she have said? Bowser has me again.
Yeah.
On her cell phone. You know what I was thinking? We were talking about moving from Super Mario to this one. Is how much personality they actually lost on Mario, since they didn't really have enough triangles to go around with 3D World.
You mean like the visual personality?
Yeah, just on his face and everything.
What do you think specifically was lost? Like expression?
Well, when I think about Super Mario World and all the facial expressions that he does, and the different ones when you like transform and all that stuff, it's not as much of that.
I could see that. But you'd say that's all been clawed back by now with the new ones. Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Odyssey.
Would you say, like, you know what I mean if I said, like, Mario it's like playing a cartoon, right? I mean, he's a cartoon.
He is now.
He's-
He's in front of the cartoons now. He's on top of Disney.
Yeah.
In that mouse.
He pipped Disney at their own game, I feel like. Because, I mean, he's been kind of Disney-fied. Got that oblong body, those smooth, curvy lines that are just, that's all Disney stuff.
He didn't disparage the Japanese during World War II either.
No. Last I recall, no. But, so we're already, second world, we're already into the whole, there's a hole everywhere mechanic.
You're right, because you've made the observation many times about 1-1 in this game, how there's absolutely no way to fall off and off yourself.
Yeah, you just can't die. Can't die in 1-1, can't die in Bob-on Battlefield. It's kind of like, it's clear that Nintendo is just making it a playground. So, you could jump in cannons, you can jump off the cliff, you can do whatever you want. You just can't die in that level. But level 2, course 2 in Mario 64, there's death everywhere.
I love this star. The coin star on Lop's Fortress. You gotta go everywhere.
It's acrobatic.
That's not part of it.
No. Yeah, that's something. I do miss the coin star, the good old coin star.
Boy. Yeah, it's hard to justify free lives these days in the Mario games. Other than I was just telling you about Bowser's Fury and how on the 3D land, I actually find myself running out of lives playing it through with the wife.
Do you really?
Yes. Usually I have 68 free lives in these games. But
Yeah, I can't remember the last time. Lives was an important mechanic. Period in the game I was playing.
in a Nintendo game?
I mean, just kind of in general. I haven't played a ton of indie platformers, but it just, for right now, it's like, it seems like the way it goes is you get one chance, then when you're dead, you just kind of start over at some checkpoint or something, or I mean that's it. Like or you just can't die. Essentially, I feel that's kind of that's kind of like what Odyssey did. I mean, it doesn't, like, wherever you die on a course in Odyssey, you're always going to be close to where you were. So kind of makes you wonder what the point of lives has really become. Like, even in this game, it was never like a hurdle to deal with, the life counter.
No. Well, for one, we don't have to gobble kids' quarters anymore at the arcade, so that impetus to make the beginning of the game or the whole game just very, very hard. So that
Unfair. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you had the whole rental game industry, and that's now gone too. So what is why make Mario really, really hard? I don't know. I don't know what the point would be. I mean, Odyssey has its playthrough, and then it has the ton of the Dark Side of the Moon, all that fun stuff for the end game. For the
Yeah.
hardcore gamers, that's some serious stuff.
Yeah, difficulty is like difficulty's that's kind of a completely, I'd say that's like a completely different thing, and the way Nintendo has kind of experimented with difficulty over the years is fascinating. That I can't wait to do that. That why your kid's first game should be Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, is that gonna hit on difficulty?
Because
I feel like in a large part it's probably should.
yeah, and it not because the game sets a particular like difficulty level that is just kid friendly, but not, you know, adult friendly, I guess, or hardcore gamer friendly or whatever. It's because the difficulty is, you know, it's completely variable depending on what you want to do with the game. Like if you just want to peel through the game's basic objectives, it's not a difficult game. You know, obviously it's not a difficult game because it's my kid's first game and he's almost beaten it. But if you're the completionist sort, which, you know, we are, if you're the completionist sort, then there's some rough spots. And
I was thinking that game might be too hard for the first game, especially for Mario games. But maybe that sandbox nature of it is kind of the best approach.
Well, it obviously doesn't hurt that, again, it's a cartoon. The game is so cartoonified. Mario is so cartoonified at this point that like kids enjoy Mario without even playing a Mario game. That's something I've come to realize.
This is Owly.
Oh yeah,
He's your
Hoots.
owl friend.
Good
Or
old
Hoots?
Hoots. Good old
Dude,
Hoots.
we decided on Hoots on one of these
Yeah,
takes
it
for
was-
watching
it was
Super Mario
Hoots.
64.
I like Hoots. Yeah, the the whole Nintendo naming scheme.
Was the Ocarina of Time owl a callback to this owl? It looks similar. That's all I'll say.
Shared asset.
I'm sure this has been discussed.
The-
Secret slide. This is a tough puzzle right here. We did it.
That was probably everyone discovered that on accident.
But what a discovery! This slide was awesome.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing that I hate missing out on by losing the hub world. It's stuff like this.
Right? To truly go explore and find things.
Yeah, where it's just kind of cool to. I mourn the loss of hub worlds in collectathons. Well, I mourn the loss of collectathons in general, but hub worlds, it seems like we lost something with the hub world because we had like a hub. Would you say Metroid has hub worlds? The Metroid series doesn't really have a hub world,
You got no hub world.
but it's got like a central location off of which multiple branches come off. You know, like even in Super Metroid, it's like that. Like you can go left or you can go right. You know, now you can't go right for a while, but eventually you can go left or right. And then I remember in the first Metroid Prime, there were like 3 or 4 branches or something you could take off. But anyway, the idea of the hub world being this mysterious thing that slowly becomes more known to you as the game kind of unfolds is like, I think that's a really cool idea that I hate dispensing with.
Bowser's Fury they got rid of the hub world, but the world is the hub world.
It's that open world.
It's just a complete open world. You're just always in. You're just constantly expanding it.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next one I get. I still haven't gotten Mario Kart, but I think the 3D world will be the next one I get, just because I want to see the open world Mario experiment. Because
Inverted Mario controls right here. By the way. That's frame perfect, I think. Jumping off that switch,
and then
that's probably totally wrong. Last time I was watching serious Mario speedrunning, I was yelling at Sig Limit.
yeah, Sig. Yeah, that's man. Obviously, you can't say. I don't feel comfortable saying that's the heyday of speedrunning, but man, I feel like those Sig 64 runs were. That was an important spark that got the speedrunning going.
It was AGDQ 2018.
What do you think of the fact that like every time you get a star in 64, you start the course over? But in Odyssey, obviously you can just go popping moons left and right, no problem.
Well, I feel Odyssey, it has to be that has to be the improvement. I'm sure it was a limitation. Well, yeah, you brought it up last time about how you can obviously get 100 coins, get a star, and then still run around the world. Maybe they just thought. I mean, have you ever watched the Tony Hawk speedrun, one of those retro ones? And they can do every single objective in like 4 minutes,
Yeah.
3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you maybe they were afraid that you could just bulldoze the objectives by memorizing them, by quote punishing you by setting you back at the start every time you lose your.
Do you think that would really be it? I guess I could see that. That just doesn't seem very Nintendo-y, but then again, the decision to bring you back to the start of the course after getting a star, I suppose, was kind of arbitrary anyway. I don't know if it was technological, but if it wasn't technological, then it's kind of arbitrary. But Odyssey lets you kind of have both ways, because, you've got the objectives, the big objectives, the boss fights or whatever, and every time you get through one of those, they start you back at the beginning of the course. It's a good mixture. I feel like Odyssey hit that nice middle ground between 64 and kind of modern, what like a modern platformer would be like.
I don't think we'll see any changes to that formula for the second one that's coming out. I'll just put it like that. I don't think they're gonna shift that formula.
Nah, no reason to.
They had his eyes blinking in 3D. That's pretty impressive already. On Mario.
Especially since you're basically staring at his butt the whole time.
Right.
That plumber butt.
So long, Gay Bowser. Rest in peace. He was patched out.
Got Mario with the old trap door.
This old abandoned Peach Castle
Yeah.
would be slightly creepy, but if not for this music.
Yeah. That's the other thing about the hub world, man. Hub world sets a tone. It sets a tone that's like a through line for the entire game. And if you've got yourself a nice, mysterious, kind of sinister hub world, man, it really adds a richness to kind of the exploration and stuff.
Do you think Hyrule is a hub world in Ocarina of Time? Hyrule Field? Is what I meant. I guess Hyrule.
Well, how would you define a hub world? Like, is it something, would you define a hub world as like a separate instance from the rest of the game that you travel in and out of?
Yes.
I mean, then, well, hell, even then, that's kind of what Hyrule Field was, wasn't it? Like, every single major area in that game was a spoke off the hub.
Sunshine still have the hub world.
Yeah.
We were just in the little town going back.
Galaxy did too, I think. Yeah, Galaxy did. Odyssey was the departure from the formula with the linear level unlocking.
I still don't know. I was so aware of how it was more linear in that way. I mean, it couldn't be any clearer how much more linear it was with the spot to spot, but I didn't really have any complaints about it. I feel like you can do so much and go too many things in Odyssey that pulling you along to the next world kind of feels like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a detriment to the game.
Well, it's clearly not a big loss. Odyssey didn't really suffer for it. But do you feel like, 64 wouldn't be anywhere near the same game if it wasn't for the fact that you're motoring around in Peach's castle for so much of it, Like if all of these levels were just were unlocked in a linear fashion, or even if it's not in a linear fashion, but like they were just unlocked as you acquired enough power stars, it'd just be a completely different experience.
You're right. Some of the panache is gone. I don't know what it is.
But
oh, this was freaking hard as a kid. I mean, it's hard now, but especially with that N64 joystick.
Didn't you slide faster on your stomach, don't you?
No,
You don't?
that is false.
Ah, man.
This guy knows what's going on. You have really
He's
good,
got it.
and You know what? I'm not gonna pretend like I know the physics of Mario. You might be faster, but I know for sure you have really good handling on your butt.
Yeah, I do know that the steering goes.
Did not get them off.
Yeah, this is a speed running nightmare.
Just the wahoo of shame.
You never want to leave the last coin in a place like that.
No, this is the nightmare of speedrunning, I'm pretty sure. That and canonless. Nice.
I'm glad the Penguins made a cameo in Odyssey. Very brief cameo.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the extended universe now.
Ah, yeah, man. It's kind of crazy to think, but I mean, up to this point, I mean, when this game was released, I mean, obviously RPG had already started bending the boundaries a little bit. Man, that's an insane. How many times you'd have to practice that to get that right?
Great start. Excuse me.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy just how, I guess, sparsely populated the world was thematically before this. And then, obviously, it was like the late 90s that like the rest of the Mario world really got fleshed out. It wasn't just Mushroom Kingdom stuff.
True that.
I mean, Super Mario World, like, even Super Mario World introduced a few spots, but it was never, they never really felt like totally separate worlds. The 3D platformers and Super Mario RPG have just done miracles.
Well, not to mention Paper Mario and the Luigi, the Superstar Sagas.
Oh, well, yeah, but of course all of those games have Super Mario RPG to thank.
She's in that statue, I know it. Ella's here. What a weird world.
Yeah.
Big Boo's Haunt. This music.
Like, it's kind of cool to discover worlds that way. You know, it's like when you accidentally stumble upon like a completely new set of challenges like that. That's
You
always.
think you're gonna get 5 coins? You get awkward world.
Yeah, that's nice.
Awkward fight on the roof here. Nice. I always find kick dropping ghosts to be effective.
That's how we deal with ghosts in real life too. Nice drop kick. Right to the ghost gonads.
I don't think I'll be crazy to say Shifting Sandland, which I believe we are headed to next. Hardest one is kid.
Hardest level?
Like
Yeah,
the average difficulty of each star in Shifting Sandland. It's nuts.
Oh, that's a good study.
Because right next door you got Lethal Lava Land. Well, maybe that's why they're next to each other. Because that one's just an open playing field. And you get 8 stars in 2 minutes.
Yeah. The name is a bit of a misnomer, I think, for Lethal Lava Land.
What a move.
What would you say Lethal Lava Land's one of the easiest?
Yes.
Yeah. The volcano stuff is really the only.
I guess it's the easiest if you're careful. And if you're not careful, it's really annoying.
Yeah. That kind of goes for Shifting Sandland too, and even when you're careful, you're gonna die a ton.
Come on, that's an advanced move right there.
Yeah, that's a man who knows his timing.
Of course, it's a desert world, so the sitar is front and center. It's the only instrument you can play in the desert. The sitar.
It's the desert instrument. Man.
Triple jump, here we go.
Yeah, you could see how this might be one of those courses that you could just crush super fast if you weren't ripped out of the action.
Oh, that Mario haircut, too. Of course, it had to be flat, because, like, again, not enough triangles to go around this. in the 60s. What are we talking about? 64-bit? Oh, it's a 64, right?
Yes. You remember Mario 128?
I love Mario. I like think of Mario 128 from time to time. I don't know why it was so mesmerizing, but it wasn't even a game. Just a really cool tech demo.
People were. I feel like the 64 game spawned more kind of, what'd you say, like, because with Ocarina of Time, people would swear up and down that they knew where that Triforce was, that the Triforce was hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just something about some of those 64 games.
Ocarina of Time and the banjo secrets?
Yeah, the banjo secrets. Yeah, what was it, the ice key? There's like the ice key. Yeah. That was definitely...
Those were gnarly. Of course, those were linked to the stop and swap, where you would take the cartridge out and put in another cartridge after.
That never...
And some wacky stuff there.
That never happened though, right?
No, the Nintendo R&D team said that. No, you're not doing that. Are you crazy?
Yeah, leave it to Rare though, because... Man.
Some smart guys over there. Yeah, some great designers.
I tell you, Rare is one of those developers where if you could really experience them in the 90s, you'd have a completely different opinion of them if you had to experience them.
Nuts and bolts?
Yeah. God, was that it? Didn't they do like a...
They did Perfect Dark also. I was kind of forgotten Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
By the way, that's coming out soon.
Yeah, they did a Perfect Dark, but they had... I can't remember what franchise got that nuts and bolts. Was it Banjo?
Yeah, Banjo was missing.
Did you play that?
A little bit.
What'd you think?
You had it for like a little while.
Did I really?
You were watching it on the 360.
I didn't play it very much. But
It felt empty in the same way when I was playing ukulele, but I did enjoy myself with ukulele more.
man,
Just a little soul was missing or something. Not as cohesive, just a little. I don't know how to describe it.
did it have a hub world?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like we were hubbing in there.
Man, yeah, that's the old collectathon. It's certainly a dying art. I mean, it's a dead genre outside of the Mario games, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think the attention span these days. Give me a roguelike any day. Am I dead? Alright, play it again.
Ooh.
Don't worry about what you just did. Just play it all again. Everything's reset.
I bet there are lots of people out there hungry for collectathons, though. You throw a good collectathon out there,
Just gotta put a twist on it. Maybe that's what ukulele missed.
just kind of,
You just didn't push it anywhere. You kept it right in the pocket.
yeah, that's...
It's like I already played Banjo Tooie. Come on.
You can't revive a genre and not add some modern tweak to it, I don't think.
I don't think so. This is not the easiest.
This is the only... This is where all the challenge is in this one. We got the sitar again, by the way.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna voice act this time. You gotta give an Italian accent though.
Yeah, well,
All your wahoos.
okay, big ups to Charles Martinet, man.
And they had to really expand his moveset in this game too for 3D.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
from Super Mario World to this.
Yeah, God. I mean, out of all the genius design marks in this game, and I mean, really, you really could just go on about it forever. Maybe the most miraculous thing is the fact that they were even able to translate Mario's like 2D moveset into a 3D world, and it all just kind of it was just all coherent, you know? It's like,
And the side jump and the long jump, look at that move.
yeah, that long jump.
Every time I'm in a 3D game, if I can pull off the long jump,
Oh, God. Yeah, because, man, now that's the power of Mario platformers, where when you play another 3D platformer, you see if they've got like, are they using the same control triggers as the Mario platformers? And I mean, heck, why the hell not?
If any world's getting the boot on the cutting room floor, it's dire docks for me.
This is your.
Yeah, it's like, get out the way. I'm trying to go to Bowser. I'm gonna fly around your sub in 8 frames a second.
You think Mario needs a second water world? 3D platformers really need a second water world?
If it's so I can get this music once more, yes, please.
Okay, well, that water music is
Ambient
buttery
water
smooth.
music, it's a whole genre. Ambient water music. That'll be the new one at the Grammys.
Yeah, but not a genre that we can credit Mario with, I don't think.
Well, at least my childhood going back, it's clearly DKC.
Yeah.
That aquatic track, what did you say, jazz influence maybe? Right? Soft jazz?
I don't know, man. Is it soft? It's pretty like airy, atmospheric.
Thinking more Pilot Wings probably.
Oh yeah, Pilot Wings, yes. That was also pretty. That was a chill game. And another game with like Easter eggy secrets in it too.
Sure. Well, when you can fly around the entire continental U.S.
Oh yeah.
1 million scale.
Yeah. That's a game where I'd love to see it redone with modern technology.
Well, if you took Microsoft Flight Sim, the new one, where you can actually go over the entire continental U.S., and then you just put in stupid aircraft like the jetpack and the...
Yeah, you got it.
That'd be all there. Hang glider. Can I please hang glide into Mount Rushmore? Real size, please?
I've always wanted to do that.
Kind of bouncing off the... Oh, that's right. Mario was on Mount Rushmore.
Was he really? Oh yeah.
See? Who did they leave off? Did they leave off Abe? On the far left?
You can't leave off Abe. Washington, Abe, Teddy, right?
Knock off Teddy. I love all the Bowser stages. Awesome. I just love the abstract obstacle course stuff. That's what I live for.
Yeah,
You can't just have it, but when I get to this when the blood starts pumping, give me one of these.
Yeah, they've done a good job of like, holding on to that kind of the higher difficulty abstract platforming. They've done a good job of melding that into the themed parts of the Mario platformers now. Just kind of keeping them separate. It's kind of modular. Man, that's Nintendo is just, they don't ever leave anything useful behind forever. You know, they never do. But they can always go back into their toolbox and pull something out that worked before and make it work again. You know, in a newer game.
I think so. That's a calling card for
Oh yeah. But helps to have a singular genius type like Miyamoto up at the top of the mountain.
Sure. I know they prize novelty. They like showing a game mechanic one time and then they're done with it.
See, yeah, now
These days at least.
you know when you're talking like game design and stuff, you really design anything. It's revolution versus evolution, right? Like you're either good at making new things or you're good at taking new things and making them better. It's basically like
You gotta do a balance of both in Nintendo.
but with Nintendo, like they do both at a high level. You know? And it's incredible how fast they figure out where to evolve and where to revolutionize.
And their audience, we were talking about their audience, how it used to just be, you know, the younger kids, but now the average gamer is a 30-year-old, so they have to appeal to way too different demographics, and on something that takes actual, you know, dexterity and skill.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
tough. It's not like making I'm not going to say it's easier. I guess it's easier to make an animated movie that can appeal to adults and children at the same time than making a playable video game that can do both at the same time. That seems to be hard.
Yeah, that really can't. I don't know if you could really dispute that because I mean, the video game's got to capture you mechanically and thematically. right? It's,
Sure.
a movie's only got to get you thematically. So coming up with a game that appeals to your senses, your sense of taste, and to your kind of, I guess, your abilities. Yeah, man. I wouldn't even call that. That's not double the difficulty. That's quadruple the difficulty.
Did you ever peruse the Super Mario 64 manual to see why there are magical worlds in Peach's castle hanging around the place? Was this like a Bowser thing?
Yeah, man. Is
Like I
that
captured the souls of.
well? Cause oh yeah, cause doesn't one of the toads? I swear one of the toads says that like everyone's trapped in the walls.
In this game?
Yeah, I swear he says that
Oh,
like
well,
everyone's in the
what's-
walls or something.
What's the Mario game where they say like all of the blocks have been replaced by the Mushroom Kingdom people? So it's like every time you're breaking a block open, it's like, oh my goodness. Right? Which game was that? I hope I didn't just make that up. I'm pretty sure that's a Mario game.
I don't remember
And that
that.
was like weird lore back in one of the older Mario games.
Man, I don't remember that one.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they're talking about people in the walls in this one.
Yeah, it's just this was the last slightly creepy Mario game. God,
Never
I
saw
hate,
those,
I hate those
never
guys.
saw those enemies again in a Mario
Who?
game.
What do you think his name is? Flippy? Huh? There's Flippy. Flip.
He's got a little like toy wind up.
Yeah,
thing,
he's got
so
the
I know
wind-up
Nintendo,
key.
They had to have done it. This guy's just like ninjutsu or something.
Ninja. Well, he's not Ninja. There's already a Ninja.
That area is like a Sakagori
Yeah.
gibberish.
Yeah, I love that Mario. That Mario naming scheme. Cappy. Although, it was a little more clever. Okay, that's another thing too. This is the last Mario platformer where he doesn't have a sidekick. He's got a sidekick in every.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just mean like the way Flood was in.
Yeah, like the. I mean, you know why they did it. Maybe that's another piece of influence from Super Mario RPG. It's like the Nintendo realized developing that game along with Square that's like, hey, like Mario not talking is kind of a handicap with the whole exposition
Oh,
thing.
like, let's get some more people in here.
Yeah, let's get someone who can talk to hang out with Mario. That's why you got Flood and
That's why we have Luigi these days. The memer himself.
that's certainly one of the most interesting developments from the Mario universe is how Luigi's become this meme warehouse.
Yeah, he got in trouble recently. He was wearing lederhosen, did you see?
Oh, it's that they.
It's not a German thing.
Oh yeah, that's because Mario and Luigi have always embodied the best elements of
Yeah.
of the Italians. Yeah, is that adventurous.
Yeah, we have a video on our channel talking about cultural insensitivity.
Yeah, that's
Not real cultural sensitivity.
Mario's. Come on, man. Mario and the Mario characters are total blank slates. That's kind of the way they've always been.
Mario was part of that fiasco at Punch Out though. He was the ref. He's technically part of that game.
Oh, yeah, that's right, man. Guilt by association. Forgot he.
Oh no.
Ouch. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's an even bigger bummer.
Reset. Can we reset in there? Oh, I couldn't do this as a kid. This fancy jump right here. This would have never crossed my
That
mind.
one?
Yeah.
What you never pulled that off? Well, are you talking about like the coming off of the wall like that?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
what, do
yeah.
what do you think
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the asset they used for the thing that lowers and raises the water? It's like a weird multicolored prism. I only laugh because when we were making Pathos, our dumb game, just like using weird placeholder graphics and stuff, that just seems like some goofy placeholder I put and then never changed. I mean, what does that have to do with raising the water? I don't know why I'm complaining about it.
Hey, man, you got to go kind of abstract.
Here we go. This is My top stage.
Yeah, and worst level ever. Come on, man.
Cute little tiny Goombas. Heyo.
Don't hate on this one. This isn't one level. This is 2 levels. It's 2 for 1.
Tiny huge world.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
slide kick, man. This is like the only time in the whole game you use that move.
God, I completely forgot about the sidekick. The slide kick. And too, man, this world is like, I mean, it's a callback on, there's a giant world, right? In the Super Mario 3.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There's a giant world. Like,
That one was cool too.
see, I want a new Mario platformer to do this again.
What? And what are you talking about?
I want a tiny huge world in my Super Mario Odyssey 2.
That's true. I'm not complaining.
I want that. Well, okay, I want that. Yeah, I guess I got my wish list open now for Super Mario Odyssey 2. I want that. I have to have a ghost house. Where's my ghost house, man? There's no ghost house in Odyssey 1. No ghost at all, I don't think.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, gotta have my booze back.
Oh, my goodness.
My brothers and sister boos. Gotta have those back.
They don't have any. Well, they have King Boo. Is he the only characterized Boo character they got?
No, there's like a. I'm pretty sure there's a Boo sidekick in one of the Paper Mario games, but that's it. Every single like species in Mario has kind of like a friendly ambassador. Yeah, that guy was on the spot.
Get off my freaking mountain. There aren't a lot of mountains in this game. I guess platforming going up is typically direction of choice.
Yeah, Mario's always. He knows how to get vertical. How many mountains are there? There's Womps. There's this. There's Tall Mountain.
Bomb Battlefield? That's a mountain.
Yeah, kinda.
Snowman Land? That's just a snowman mountain.
Yeah, they've gotten better at that, haven't they? Okay, so and I thought like the whole fact that the Toads were kind of ghosty and stuff, wasn't that's supposed to be indicative of the fact that they're kind of like existing in some kind of reduced ethereal form?
Is that what we're deducing from it? I don't know.
I thought that was the point. Like, I know the stars are taken. Well, look. How do you explain the ending cinematic where Peach just materializes in front of that window? It's not like she doesn't get out of a cage. It's not, Mario doesn't free her from Bowser's clutches, literally. She just appears.
It's late in development. Like, do we want to animate Peach's legs walking? So just have her
We don't have enough triangles for
fly out the thing, float down, and you know what? She walks towards him at the end, but is it off camera? Like, I'm gonna have to look at it.
that. You know, I guess
pay attention when the credits come on.
like,
So she gets closer and she gives him a kiss on the nose. Spoiler alert.
oh, yes. Does that
Just a
happen?
kiss on the nose.
The old kiss on the nose. That happens in a lot of the Mario games. It happens in Super Mario RPG.
I thought he gets kissed on the cheek
In Super Mario RPG,
at the
At the
talking about
wedding?
The wedding scene, right?
Maybe.
They come in from the side and they
yeah. Okay. Well, the Peach Peck, the Princess Peach Peck.
yeah.
You know, that's
Pee-pee.
Triple P, Princess Peach Peck. It's in Odyssey 2, I think.
Is it? Oh, no. There's also nipples in that game from Mario.
What? Oh yeah, yeah.
Revolutionary stuff.
It's- so when my oldest plays that game, he insists on dressing Mario up for the climate in every level. Like he insists, like, if it's cold, he wears the bomber jacket. If it's hot,
Oh, so very considerate to Mario.
he wears the
I've never taken Mario's. Oh wow,
his comfort into.
considerate.
Hey, well, he's a rugged dude, you know.
He is. I mean, plumbers themselves are rugged, but this guy's climbing 8 mountains in an adventure.
He's He's not just rugged, man. He's the epitome of insane courage. Could you imagine if the life of your loved ones ever relied on you being able to navigate something like this?
It's like, I mean, if I had infinite lives like Mario did, and I got to do Ninja Warrior stuff all day, I'd think about it. There's so many mushrooms in this game. Any connection to a planet or Italy? Mushrooms?
Nah, man. That's that residual genius.
That's the non-magical photo of Mom's Fortress, by the way, that
Yeah.
Peach hung up on the wall.
She keeps the magic one in the basement. No, I think the fact that mushrooms possess magical powers, essentially, in the Mario universe is just... Mushrooms have always kind of had that kind of weird magic about them, like the fairy rings. You know,
You're right.
You have the circle of mushrooms. I'm sure Miyamoto is just like making some kind of...
Link to the Past has the magic mushroom. And then the Lost Woods.
I wonder why fungi inhabit such a critical part of the human imagination.
Terraria, they got those like magical mushroom things.
Maybe it's just the way they're shaped.
It's like that apothecary stuff. So,
maybe
sit
that's...
with this and I'm casting a spell. Now, this is not how I did it as a kid, but it's better.
This is the better snow level. This your...
They always say when you like go to somewhere when you were small, it looks way smaller than when you were a child, obviously.
Is this game one of them?
Same thing with like Snowman's Land. I swear the snowman was 8 times bigger.
Yeah.
It was just constantly falling. It was like a whole process.
I've wondered for a while, like, how did... Because you know the way modern games are, how they're just stuffed with content? Some of them, like, just so stuffed with content. But it makes me wonder, like, man, how did we play games back then and stay entertained? But, man...
You gotta keep one up in them. You know how many frickin' moons you gotta get in Odyssey these days? We thought 120 stars was endless content.
Yeah, that was bonkers. I remember thinking we'd never get to 120. But they kept that 120. They kept that 120 for a while.
Yeah, that's a good number.
That's one of those magic numbers in the Mario universe. But yeah, like how many moons are there in Odyssey? There's hundreds of them. But okay, so that's definitely one thing about 64 that I do miss, but I understand why they had to get rid of it, was the fact that pretty much every single star, that's a bad example, but pretty much every single star in this game relies on, like, it's a one-off thing, you know? It's not like, oh, okay, so I got this star this way in this level, so like I know that there will be stars in the future that I'm going to get this way too.
Sure.
And so you're kind of prepped for that. Odyssey obviously does that, where it reuses a lot of the same moon retrieval mechanics in a lot of the worlds. And I guess that bugged me at first, but I totally get it now, you know? Those are the low-hanging fruit moons that are there for younger gamers to pick up on, and I get it.
Yeah, again, it's just part of that same compromise trying to both demographics, I think.
Well, yeah, there's that. That I think is a big part of it. But another part of it too is I'm sure the developers, as they're kind of crafting the different ways that you can get a moon or a star or whatever, I'm sure they've all had the thought like, man, I wish I could take this mechanic and see how it would play in this world. And I guess that's just what they did, because I mean, there are like the rabbit's like in half of the worlds. But, you know, he's like, it's a slightly different kind of course the rabbit runs every time.
Sure.
And so I think Nintendo's just, they know how to do variations on various themes. Variations on various themes, man. That's eloquent.
Well, Mips made it pretty easy that time.
No fight.
We're on our way to my second favorite, maybe, Hazy Maze Cave.
Really?
I like the idea of going down. We're not climbing mountains no more.
Now, do you like
And
it?
it's a callback to what I assume is the second level in the entire Mario franchise of platforming, which was The cave level going down the pipe.
I guess this is the standout example of that part of the kind of the Mario world, right? Like,
In this game, yeah.
yeah, this is the best. I mean, so it's you have to respect it just for that.
And the music.
Is there a cave world in Odyssey? Man, I don't.
There are cave worlds in almost every 2D platformer for sure. But in Odyssey, no.
Man, now that's add that to the wish list. Okay, I gotta have my tiny huge world. I gotta have my ghost house. I have to have a cave, just a cave world.
Is your Odyssey 2?
It's my Odyssey 2 wish
Demands?
list. Yes. You know, we also I know that they got the Luncheon Kingdom with all that pink lava. How'd you feel about the pink lava? Were you thinking like, I wish this was just normal lava world lava? Or did you think
Why was that bothering you?
it didn't bother me?
Was
But
it just not intuitive about what it was when you jumped in?
yeah, it's kind of like it was just. It's an aesthetic curveball. Okay, full disclosure, I love that level. That's one of my favorites. I love the colors in that world. Yeah, that's. I will say that about Mario Odyssey. That game is very watchable. You know.
Which is backseat gaming, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can chill to that game.
Kondo's gonna make it easy to chill to any Mario game with his soundtracks.
Man, that's. Is this one of your favorite tracks?
This one is, yeah. I mean, it's the closest thing to an ambient track you're gonna get in 64 for sure.
You think so? It
Yeah.
is, isn't it?
It's not really melodic, I would say.
That nice echo.
Your steel drums, they have to be early simulated steel drums. And I guess they have to be saying that there's not one Toad, right? Toad is just a force in the mushroom community, is everyone. We are Legion.
Yeah, you mean like there's not
I
a
am
Toad?
Spartacus, Yeah.
Yeah, it's they don't. They don't ever. There's no
It's
names.
Smurfs.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
the Smurfs.
There's Smurfette. She is her own thing, like Toadette is. There's one Toadette, and then 100.
But the Smurf.
I didn't know you could do that.
But the Smurfs, they got names.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they got. Was it Papa Smurf? Gold Papa Smurf. That's Oh, is that Toad? That's Toadsworth.
I was gonna say you only got Toadsworth, Toadette, Toad.
Captain Toad. You got Captain
Oh,
Toad.
you know there's some really funny palette swaps for Mario 3D Land.
Yeah.
They have these special. They're the Toad levels essentially, the Toad treasure tracker
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
But because that game's multiplayer, you can have several Toads run around. There's like this little cute one with glasses and some
Oh man, that's good.
nerdy Toad.
It's time. Yeah, it's time to add.
Hey, don't get me started on him and Smash. I don't know how Toad's still not there.
Toad's a fan favorite. Yeah, there's. I mean, other than Mario, I feel like the character that fans would riot over if you
Yoshi.
It would be Yoshi. It'd be Yoshi. Like if you got rid of Yoshi, if Yoshi was pushed off to the sidelines completely, people would start wondering like, "Hey, man, where's my Yoshi?"
Right, you saw the rides at the first Mario theme park we got. We got a Mario Kart and we got a Yoshi ride. Those are the two rides we got.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yoshi's one of the.
Yeah, so Yoshi's it's the kid friendly one, which is like a little
Oh God, that's
adventure
just
track.
that's beautiful.
Cool. And then the expansions that I don't know if they're tentative or they're actually going to do it, but I have heard that it's going to be a Donkey Kong expansion. So that was their first choice of their secondary IP was DK, which I don't find surprising.
Yeah, I guess if I'm thinking about expanding on a Mario theme park, I mean, DK's good. DK deserves it.
But Metroid sticks out so much in the Mario universe as a first party,
Oh, you mean it's just
a bounty hunter, space bounty hunter,
man? That's
and all these other fun, goofy creatures. It's just she doesn't. I guess you don't see Samus in Mario Golf is all.
no, you don't. That's but you don't really see Link like, either.
You're right.
But I guess I kind of understand what you mean because both Mario and the Zelda franchise, they're really archetypical type games. Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
they really do represent kind of like this.
Zelda for sure.
Yeah, but well, Zelda's obviously like the hero's journey, the old hero. What is it? The hero from the waste, the wandering hero type, the princess, the adversary, and I think, it's something that always struck me about the Zelda games was how Ganon always presents himself as kind of this almost posh, sometimes refined looking character.
Yeah, he does.
And then when it's time to throw down the gauntlet, he like just becomes this slavering beast, like this.
He does do that in other games too.
That's just a total like. There's some like really deep archetypical stuff going on there, like it's.
We were talking about Bob on Battlefield with no holes.
Yeah, here you go.
The final world is just a hole.
It's the whole. Talk about abstract. The only themed part of this entire world, I think, is just that ship.
Yeah, it's a rainbow ride. It's part of a ride.
God, could you imagine, like, the artist in this game, like, having to tell them, man, can you evoke this entire level with one set piece?
Well, that's
one
why.
visual piece?
Yeah, that's why I appreciate the abstract design. Trying to evoke that kind of thing with just colors, shapes, like basic colors and shapes. I should say.
Well, it's minimalistic. I can appreciate a good swing at minimalism. Obviously, here it's necessary because of the technology, but Nintendo can operate on both levels, man. They can turn their worlds into a theme park, well, like a video theme park, as opposed to their real theme park now.
Sunshine had roller coasters you could ride around on in Banana Park. Whatever that thing was called.
Sunshine was definitely the one I don't think I gave a fair chance to.
That was basically its calling card for most people. People were coming off of this game we're looking at right here, and they wanted a sequel to Mario 64. They got Sunshine, and Sunshine's awesome.
What do you think it was?
Well, I know for me, I've talked about this in the past about how we were just saying how abstract a lot of these levels are in Mario 64, mostly by necessity. But in Sunshine, they were very, very samey. We're on a tropical island. That's the thing. This one's slightly different color. We're at sunset on this one, but we're still on a tropical island. And like thematically and cohesively, it was awesome, and the music all went well with it. But I don't know.
It's like if you weren't going for that aesthetic, then the game was the game was a bit too one note. I'm saying that only theme wise because that game had some. I thought that game had some beautiful mechanics in it.
Yeah, no doubt now.
Flood too, man. Like, oh God, how crazy did you have to be at Nintendo to think, let's just do Mario but add water physics? Like let's just.
I'll tell you one thing. That's the last time we saw an extended cutscene in the Mario universe. That opening cutscene for Sunshine, that has to be 10 times longer than any other Mario cutscene in period.
So maybe
They took some swings at some different stuff.
yeah, I was about to say I really wouldn't put it past Nintendo to be like, hey, Mario 64 was such a raging success, but let's see how we can augment it. Let's just try something that contrasts with it in some ways.
Nintendo's going to experiment. They just talked about this with Bowser's Fury, how they made this huge swing at open world Mario.
I've wondered though, like when the light bulb to make innovation the focus came on for Nintendo, because they were
Early, dude.
Do you think it was like early?
There are.
I guess they had the Super Scope, they had the Virtual
Sure,
Boy.
I was thinking of
yeah.
Gunpei Yokoi, the OG himself, with the Mr. Game and Watch. Like they were like out the gate, not copying people. They were making stuff, brand new things.
They've just always been that way.
And I know the R&D department at Nintendo, it has to be like Fort Knox. Like it's some crazy protected stuff. Because, obviously when Sony and Microsoft, they got amazing titles, but in terms of like where they push hardware, they look at what Nintendo does and then they try to do their own thing.
Yeah, Yeah, well, you'd be insane not to, because
The Microsoft Kinect was an amazing extension of the, motion controlled stuff that Nintendo set the groundwork for. So I'm not taking anything away from that, but Nintendo sure likes to do it first.
yeah, well, two, like I give credit due where for the Kinect, but that kind of just felt like where the technology was going to go anyway. Nintendo seems to be able to come up with things where you didn't even realize. Like,
They don't want it to be that something out. They want to surprise you.
I mean,
And trying to make 3D without the use of any kind of wearable, that was a weird try with the 3DS.
oh yeah, that was.
An amazing system, and I have toggled on the 3DS feature maybe one time. That one didn't stick for me.
Superstar lineup of titles on that one, though, man.
Well, yeah, but I'm finally seeing the end of it. I can't believe it, the DS line.
How long has that been going?
I had a DS in high school.
God,
I'm pretty sure.
that is some time.
Well, obviously I had Game Boys way
Do,
before that.
do we have another? Oh well, I guess the Switch is just.
It's the Switch
The
Lite.
Switch is just the handheld now.
The Switch Lite, because that one it's just handheld mode, so
I-
clearly it's
Out of all the things Mario innovates on, like, just I just can't imagine there would have been anyone else. No other company would be like, can we come up with a modular console?
I love the engineering and design of the Switch. It's all I like when I saw the trailer, that famous trailer now.
Yeah.
So I just mind blown with Joy-Con, just connectivity, crazy stuff. I love it. I don't even utilize half of the freaking things you can do with the Switch. Mine just stays in a TV, and I buy third-party controllers to control the game. But still, I just love the engineering. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's why when I think of obviously, okay, look, Nintendo's been experimenting forever, because I forgot the Super Scope. And they had the light gun, of course, at the very, very beginning.
Yeah, that was huge.
And the Virtual Boy was like a real,
It tried something.
yeah, man, it was a real big home run swing type of attempt. And I guess Nintendo just, man, they don't care if they fail. Because I mean, look at the Wii U. The Wii U was, that thing kind of bombed. But
The Wii itself was that's still their best-selling console of all time.
I love the Wii.
Console, not handheld.
And that's kind of when I felt like Nintendo might have kicked the hardware innovation into high gear, was with the Wii, because that was such a crazy departure from what Microsoft and Sony were doing.
Sure.
And the fact that they did that knowing that they were going to release a console with inferior hardware in terms of specs, tech specs, but knowing that the format itself could carry, man,
Well, yeah, I mean, the
the
PlayStation
nuts on them.
PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are just more powerful PlayStations with a couple of extra ding-dongs. But to make your actual system part of the peripheral experience itself,
Yeah,
I mean, that has... Because, you're right, they didn't do it for the Famicom, the Super, and they didn't do it for the 64. That was all based on they were too busy making wacky controllers and just amazing software at that point. But to actually make the whole system's part of it, that's pretty crazy.
those wacky controllers. That 64 controller that looked like it,
I love the 64.
like it was like something that you would use to control like an alien starship.
I love that stage too that it just finished. The designer could have easily made that a sprawling level in all directions, but instead it just layers back and forth.
So if you fall,
It's still testing every single part of the platforming experience without making anyone just die before the finale. Because Mario wants you to see this epic finale, this cool track, and the ending they put together. They don't want you to get bummed out at some dumb, hyper difficult thing.
has Bowser gotten bigger over the years? I feel like he's bigger now.
Well, I mean, oh no, you're right.
In Odyssey,
Yeah, I was going backwards.
he's huge. This-
And in Bowser's Fury, you're fighting Godzilla.
Yeah.
This is such a cool thing to put at the end of a speedrunning game. Not that they thought anybody was going to speedrun this thing, but Use 3 throws at the end. Oh, that's a good one.
But was this also the first Mario that would introduce like some wild out there boss fight mechanics like this?
I mean,
Well, they just kind of took advantage of the 3D. I think it was because
a lot of pounding on guys. That seems to be the the choice mechanic. Wait for a while until he's done doing his thing, then pound him.
yeah, but they
There you go. That was pretty fast to get 70 stars.
1 hour, man.
Went by pretty quick.
God, there were stars back then would take us an entire hour just to get.
You tell me. You want to talk about this track? And that's it.
That's it.
I forgot that we don't even get a glimpse of the cinematic that we were going to talk
No.
about. Oh well. Well, at any rate, episode 1.
That's in the books.
Mario 64 for the 4th, 5th, 6th time. Who knows? Well, I guess we'll see you next time for the next one. Farewell, guys. Have a good one.